As many of you know, this videos are and this channel is kind of a reflection of my life and a roller coaster of how things are going and what's happening, and almost like me journaling my life, so to speak, but a kind of therapy. But this week I wanted to be a little bit more from the heart, and this week I wanted to talk about why women are awesome. And I mean this truly and utterly, that if we look back at some of the parts of history, when we say maybe talk about Aphrodite's, the goddess, the Greek goddess mythology of love and beauty, or Venus, the Roman goddess of love and beauty, and how over the centuries we've held women up on a pedestal, the divine womb and woman. And they say, like, from the Middle Ages, we started making songs and poems and poetry about these beautiful beings, these creatures, these women, these fragile and femininity, reminiscence of love and respect from our mothers, maybe. It's very difficult to put into words about women and as they are seen overall by men in respect to how they are kind of adored and how it's intrinsically deep down in our DNA. Well, for most of us, the ways we look at the empathy, the kindness, the mercifulness, the warmth, the tender, and the reassurance, gentle and soft, breaking up the aggression from siblings, and babies and caregivers and educators and the healers of hearts and great listeners. All these things we don't speak about enough, and it's kind of maybe only when you step back and you're calm enough to look at the human race as a whole and to look at people, who they are, what they represent, and where they sit within your life. And it's not the same for everybody. Everybody have different perspective of the way they see their life and their events in their life, and have had different experiences. Everybody's experience is different. We can kind of all agree on that. But for men, it's a real cruel and tough world out there. We are very purposefully, we are very mean and degrading and horrible to other men. But that's done on purpose to give us a tough, thick skin, to help build us up and make us stronger, to be able to battle the world. And so sometimes we forget that world without a woman and life without a woman wouldn't be worth living. It is kind of like the yin and yang, the two sides of a coin, the equalizing and the balance of life. And we're kind of drawn to one another, and it makes me think of swans and other creatures in nature that are joined as pairs, not just for procreation, but for company and for companionship. And we bring both sides to battle the world together. It's like nature's elixir of life. And just thinking about the lengths men will go to for the purpose of a woman's honor, and battles have been fought over women. Men will fight for a really, really strong woman. And I don't mean like strong independent, but I mean strong as in touch with her divine femininity of being just that awesome person that you idolize, and maybe sometimes wrongly, sometimes rightly, want that person in your life to be all those things. And sometimes that can work really, really well. Not always, but sometimes. And I I got to stress that it's really, really easy to forget about the power of having women in society. Now, you just take women police officers. Women police officers are amazing. The amount of de-escalation and cutting through the testosterone between men. And it's the same with women prison officers. I've seen it firsthand. How women are just really good at communicating, cutting through the barriers, cutting past that testosterone and that bravadoism, and just being able to talk to that person as a human being, as a sister or a mother, you know. And I'm not looking down upon it. I want to raise it up. We've all been there or seen when somebody has been extremely traumatized by maybe a serious incident, maybe a car accident, and then there's an ambulance turn up, and somebody in the ambulance crew holds your hand, and they move the hair off your face, out of your eyes, and they say it's going to be all right, and you just look into their eyes and you feel safe. That connection with a woman that's raised children, or just a woman that's embraced compassion and love. With all due respect to men ambulance drivers and ambulance crew and ambulance technician, when a man says, "Yeah, it'll be all right," it doesn't feel the same as when a female takes hold of your hand and says, "It's going to be okay." You believe her because she's got that softer voice. She's not pretending to just make you feel good or just helping you get through it for now, like males are in general. We'll punch another man in the arm and say, "Oh, I'll be all right." Sort it out. Go on, stiff upper lip. Go on, just walk it off. It'll be fine. And so it's not just police officers, women police officers, and women prison officers, and ambulance crews, but also counsellors and therapists. There's kind of like a knowing that when a woman speaks to you in that voice, from that place of love and empathy and compassion, you feel connected, you feel human. And whether or not you're going back to that maternal instinct of your mum, of feeling safe from as you were a child and hurt and scared and lonely, because men, and myself included, rarely show any fear or scared or worried, and sometimes we need to get through that, and it's just so much easier when there's a woman holding your hand. For me anyway, holding the hand of a woman or having a hug with a woman just helps connect to that part of life that's just a little bit more giving, a bit softer, a bit more, I don't know, love or something, I don't know. So I feel it's not talked about enough, and I feel sometimes maybe even on this channel I've not given enough recognition to women and the divine. And I just want to say in closing that I want to share admiration for the tenacity of women. Now, I remember my mum running down the street after some boy when I was young that hit me over the head with a stick or something, and she was really angry, and I don't know what she'd have done if she'd have caught him, but she showed that she cared and was willing to protect me. So, like I said, I want to show some admiration for the tenacity of the mental and physical strength that despite eons of tyranny from men, you are the difference between surviving and living. You women make the world worth living. We come home from battle to hug and to have our hair stroked and just to embrace some humanity, some love, so to be able to let our guard down and feel safe. That's not recognized enough. And I know at the moment in the news there's a lot of negativity towards women and people trying to find partners and things like that, and the dating scene and stuff like that. But there is honestly a lot of love and respect from myself to women. I had a great relationship with my mum. She sadly died a couple of years ago, very young, 65, at the beginning of COVID. Couldn't see her in hospital. But I just have tons and tons of great memories of my mum being supportive and loving and caring. Most of the time there was no father figure, so all the energy of being protected and loved and listened to, and even gave me money when I needed money, was all from my mother. Now I have a sister, and a lot of the time I use my sister sometimes as therapy and talk through a lot of things. And that again really helps because I feel safe talking to my sister, and I try not to lean on her too much. I don't want it to become a parent-child relationship. So I, as much as possible, bring it back to equality of sibling and sibling, because I don't want her to bear that burden. It's not her burden to carry. And recently, another woman has come into my life, not romantically, but another woman has come into my life. Actually, my daughter. Can't believe I'm sharing it on here now. And it's really made a difference in my life to give me that focus and that moving forward, that direction, and putting down roots in one place, having a reason to put down roots, have a reason for going to work and to build something again, having something tangible that I haven't had for a long time. And I just want to say I'm really grateful for women in general. And I understand that a lot, I don't understand, but I'm aware of a lot of the slings and arrows they carry, that they burden upon, even just a period. Although I say it so quickly and men dismiss it so quickly, can have severe and life-changing effects to all women. And I think us men forget about it so quickly. And I just want to thank women for being there, for being human, and for being that loving part of humanity. What would we be without women? Would we just be a big tribe full of one side trying to kill the other side? I don't know. But for daughters, women, and mothers everywhere, I want to thank you, women, for your tenacity and love. Okay, that's it for this video. Respect and love your women, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.